Well, I think it starts with being an institution where girls are free to focus on who they should be or could become.
To find out what are the ways that we can engage and captivate girls in the classroom. How are we going to push girls to excel in areas where they've been traditionally underrepresented?
I love the word captivate because that's what we do. And we're innovating and messy mistake making and reflecting. And in the process, we're building those core elements of future female leadership that the girls can take with them to change the world.
There are some schools that are really good at drilling information and having students regurgitate that back out. That's not what we do. We look to create lifelong learners in the classroom by getting them to ask good questions and then help them to find the answers to them.
We're teaching them valuable skills and we're getting our students passionate about learning, and our girls are going to be the future.
This is where we kind of give them that language and those tools to be informed and to participate in that global conversation.
I mean, when I first just walked in, there was just this amazing feeling in the building. There's just this feeling of joy with the students when they come in.
It's hard not to be brought to a smile by a school full of girls who are just engaged and enjoying themselves and full of life and laughter.
So I was part of the first class of 2001, and at the time there was only 28 of us in our whole class, and no one was above us. So we were the seniors in 9th grade and 10th grade and every grade.
The beginning of Archer was really exciting because it was a new concept, and to see the first couple of days and the classes and the teachers and the mentees that we each had perform and start to flower and blossom was really wonderful.
We were one of the first girls' schools founded west of the Mississippi in 25 years, and we really helped lead what we refer to as the girls' school renaissance. Without the courage of our three founders, Megan Calloway, Vicki Shore, and Dr. Diana Meehan, we wouldn't have this incredible gem of a school in Los Angeles.
And I feel like that determination still exists in Archer's willingness to constantly strive to be better, that spirit with which it was founded is still alive here.
The founders had passion for what they were fighting for, and I think that we as Archer girls can also carry a similar passion and perseverance through similar struggles that we are going through and we will go through later on in life.
Basically, it was very simple. There was a huge amount of research that said girls learn differently from boys. And there was no place in the United States which was dedicated to teaching girls the way they actually learn.
I think the fact that our founders had the gumption to go out on a limb and really take a risk, start an institution to foster young creative women, innovators, thinkers, that alone I think speaks so much to the spirit of Archer. I think that is a through line across the 20 years that we've been here.
Well, the Archer founders were mavericks. They were the ultimate pioneers. Can I say badasses?
Visitors set it up for Luno for the big hit, and it looks like it.
But I think it's that sort of that no fear attitude, that let's be bold, let's take a risk, let's start a school, and I think that permeates throughout the culture. You know, these students have no fear. They approach things with a sort of a creative abandon and freedom.
I sometimes look at the joyful, ambitious learning, and I think fearless could also be injected into that line.
In their physical pursuits, in the way they answer questions, in the way that they ask questions. I see that over and over again. I'm so impressed by, the various kinds of badassery that I see.
They'll become women who will be respectful, but will also not be afraid to challenge. And that's what we need.
And at Archer, it's about not just learn the information, it's about learn how to be a human being, learn how to be like a really good, moral individual that we can put out into the world that's also passionate and really willing to take risks because they're okay with failure.
They're not going to be afraid to raise their hand, and they're just going to be so used to having their voice heard. I don't think they would expect any other scenario. And I think that's a really, really important aspect of going out in today's world and thriving as a woman.
I went to an event once and I was talking to the keynote speaker before she went on. And she sort of asked me, well, so if you were to sum up Archer's mission, what would it be? And I said, well, be a badass. And she loved that. And it was the first time I ever said it out loud. I'd certainly thought it to myself. And then she got up on stage and in front of like 1,000 people said, welcome to the Archer School for Girls, where the motto is be a badass. And all the Archer girls who were there with me sort of looked over at me and said, what, that's our motto? And but it kind of stuck. And of course it's not on our website, but that is the spirit that underlies what we do at Archer. It is unmistakable. We want our girls to be bold. We want them to be courageous. We want them to be fearless. And so, be a badass. That's how I would sum up, what we do at Archer for girls specifically.
I think Archer grads embrace life in a kind of with energy, with vim, in a way that I think is instilled in this school.
So when you take all of that, her ability now to turn that all into collegiate lifestyle, her grades are great and the curriculum doesn't overwhelm her. She's ready for that. She had that baseline. And then her ability to step out and to use her skills in the marketplace and have a job while she's there. And things that she learned here at Archer. Are you kidding? That's like a home run. For as a parent to think that all of that has sustained her and it's going to continue to sustain her, but that I can send her halfway up the California coast and she's doing just fine.
About my own daughter's experience at Archer. The gratitude that other parents feel, I feel obviously as well, and I understand firsthand what an Archer education means for one's daughter and what it does for her once she's graduated. I'm immensely proud of my girls, but I know that who they've become has very much to do with their experience at Archer. And
I think my favorite thing about Archer is that everyone is so excited to go to school.
When I had my interview, and I was so excited, and I just walked on campus, and it was the only place I could see myself.
People here are going to school because they genuinely love to learn.
I look forward to coming to school after breaks. I look forward to seeing everyone.
Archer is an incredible sort of almost beacon for other places, and we can set a good example of what female education can look like around the world.
I would suggest that we might think about what Archer is for our girls, is that whatever her dreams are, we'll help her realize them, even the ones she hasn't yet dreamed. I'm so glad you're here.